Sarah was looking forward to the party on Friday. She was practicing her makeup in her bedroom, hoping to be able to get the same effect of her favourite YouTuber. She loved the cool way her makeup was done in all her videos. She used to watch her videos for hours on end and practice her tips. In school, everyone was talking about the party. It was the biggest party of the year, and the hype around it was huge. Sarah's mom had warned her about the dangers of drink and drugs, and her mom was very worried about it at the moment, because a few weeks ago, Sarah's high school had a drugs awareness meeting. Sarah would never touch drugs, and didn't know why her mom would ever suggest she would. The night before the party, Sarah had realised Twitter changed its name to X. She thought it was a silly idea. She was telling her friend Lucy on the phone she was really looking forward to the party, and at the moment she was on X. Sarah's mom happened to be walking past her bedroom and heard her. She barged in and got mad at her and grounded her, and of course she wasn't allowed to go to the party. Her mom said, "I was told all the names ye kids use for drugs these days. They said at a meeting names for ecstasy could be Molly or X, and I can't believe you are actually on X. My own daughter actually on ecstasy." No matter how Sarah tried to explain to her mom she meant she was on Twitter X, her mom wouldn't listen, and Sarah missed the party while she was scrolling through X, cursing the name change. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content. Simon was always interested in starting his own line of food. He worked in a hotel for years and really enjoyed it, but in all of his free time, he used to work on a special ingredient that would actually grow meat in a lab very, very fast. He eventually found a way to use his love for science to help him achieve his dream. He had a secret ingredient that he happened to have come across by accident. He had it trialled for safety through all the legal groups he had to go through to get his product on the market. Finally, it hit the shelves. He did beef, lamb, and even chicken, but all of that was only in his head. He hadn't even tried the food himself yet. He promised himself that he would grow it first and make sure it looked exactly like what it was meant to be, but it had to be real meat. He had organised a small, close-knit group of his friends to attend a dinner in his house, and he had planned not to tell them it was his new experiment until afterwards. He was hoping they would love the food so much they would give great reviews. When the time came that he did have it on the market, they all enjoyed their meal and were very satisfied, until an hour later they felt strange. That was when they all turned into the food they had just eaten. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content. Karen was a very talented painter and sculptor. She offered the mayor's wife a great opportunity of doing a free portrait of his wife. The mayor got lots of strange requests and letters and offers, but took a great interest in this. He took such interest that he said he could not accept such a thing for free, so he commissioned Karen to do the portrait. Karen met the mayor's wife in their living room and she spent hours painting her. She was afraid that his wife Mary would get tired of posing, so she asked would she like to take a photograph and paint it from that. Mary told her that she would prefer to pose for it. A few hours later, the portrait was done. The painting was left in the living room with an extra surprise of a sculpture of Mary. When the mayor entered the room and saw the beautiful painting and sculpture, he was so impressed, he gave Karen more cash. That night the mayor was worried because his wife hadn't come home and it was already past midnight. He was used to her going out socializing with friends, but she wasn't replying to any of his texts. The next day he was sitting in the room, staring at the sculpture, wishing he knew where she was. He rang the number Karen gave him, but there was no answer. He suddenly jumped with fright as he saw the sculpture's eyes were moving. He walked over to it slowly and said, "Oh my God, Mary, are you inside there?" Suddenly a chandelier fell from the ceiling and crushed the sculpture and Mary to bits. It suddenly came rushing back to him what he did to his last wife. He asked her to check out the sculpture, knowing he had loosened the chandelier and he would pull a rope which he had attached to it, making it collapse on top of her, which it did, killing her instantly. Suddenly a book fell off a bookshelf and he read the title, Karma by Karen Karma. He opened it up and the pages were blank except for the first one, which described everything that he had done to his last wife and how much it had traumatized his wife's secret lover, Karen. He froze as he read the last words. Their mare was injected by Karen as she knocked him out and made a sculpture around him, trapping him in the same thing he trapped his wife with, a sculpture. Thanks for watching The Assassin Rapper, and if you want to stay up to date on new content, then please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell to be notified on new content.